In this question, we're told that dry ice turns into stage smoke as shown in the image provided. So we can see we've got this block of dry ice here, which is a solid, and then we've got this gas cloud coming off of it, which is our gas. So our goal is going to be thinking about the initial state and final state shown in this process, and then deciding what change of state is this an example of. So first, let's go ahead and think about all our different changes of state. So we've got our three states. We've got solid, we've got liquid, and we've got gas. So if we have a solid and it turns into a liquid, that's melting. For example, an ice cube melts from a solid into a liquid. So solid to liquid is melting. What about going from a liquid into a solid? That would be going from water to ice. That's freezing. What about going from liquid to gas? So for example, if you had some water in a pan and you heated it up, eventually those bubbles of gas are going to form. That's our liquid boiling, turning from a liquid into a gas. Another process which gets us from liquid to gas is evaporation. What about going from a gas to a liquid? This one is condensation. For example, if there's water vapor in the air that then forms into liquid water on a surface, that's condensation. So these are our most common changes of state. However, we can also go straight between solid and gas, skipping a liquid. So if we're going from a solid to a gas, this is called sublimation. That's when a solid turns directly into a gas, skipping the liquid phase. On the other hand, going from a gas directly to a solid, that's called deposition. So it's from a gas directly into a solid, skipping the liquid phase. Okay, so that's what all the changes of states are called. So all we have to do for each question is figure out our initial and final state shown, and then figure out what is that an example of. So in this question, we've got the dry ice. We can see that's that solid cube there, that brick. That's a solid. So we're starting as a solid. It turns into that smoke, that stage smoke, which is that kind of white gas, which you can see in the image. So that's a gas. That's our final state. So if we look at our diagram, we have a solid and we're turning into a gas. So we're going directly from solid to gas. That's this line here. So the change of state happening in this question is going to be sublimation. So what is this an example of? In this question, this is sublimation. So all we need to do for each question is figure out what's our initial and final state, and then you can use this diagram to figure out what is the name of that change of state.